another live video, and today's topic is something that I've been getting a lot of questions around, and that's your bar stem on a bike. So I thought I am sitting a bit uncomfortable on the bike I'm riding at this point, and I jumped into my little stash and I found a few bar stems. Nothing special, nothing that I think will work actually this time. So but I am going to change my bar stem. I'm going to swap it around. Maybe that works a bit, maybe it helps. So I'll try that, and then if it helps, it helps, and then we'll just talk about bar stems real quick. Let me see. Just want to make sure everything is going good and we're on the chat. Already have a few people joining in. Let's see there. Got the computer running in the back to see our subscriber counts because it actually picks up quite nicely. I would like to get this channel to about 5,000 subscribers before, let's say before the end of, let's make it March because we're already on the end of Feb. So let's see. All right, so what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to loosen my bar stem and then we can have a look. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but I'm just going to take it off real quick. And then we'll compare to what I've got here on the table. I've got about 5 or 6 options that we can choose from. And then we can take it from there. Now I actually got a small little electric drill that I use for this, because it makes the life so much easier. So you loosen it with your Allen key, obviously, because you don't want to damage the bolts or strip them. But I then just loosen them with the Allen key, and then you take that little electric machine and it works a treat. I remember a few years ago, we actually had a build 200 bikes in 5 days challenge. We had a company that bought a lot of bicycles, 200 bicycles from me, but I had to go and build them before we were able to go hand them out. So we learned our lesson there. We tightened all of these bolts with our hands, and after that I just said we can't continue like this, we'll have to try something else. So I bought just a small little Ryobi electric drill, and I must say that made a massive difference, especially when you just need to tighten it real quick. You don't obviously torque it with it, but it does make a difference when you just tighten it. So I've removed those 4 screws on the front part. Now it's just the screws here on the bar stem itself. I've already loosened these. That's too tight. Let's take that off. And let's see what we have here. A little bit more. There we go. All right, let me just move this back a bit. All right, so currently what we've got on here, let's see. Currently what we've got on here is about an 80mm stem, and on the back it says it's an 80mm stem, and we've either got a +7 or a -7 degree drop on it. So what that means is, when it's like this, we've got a +7 degree increase, and if we drop it, it's a -7 degree. Now the most important regarding this, yes, the drop does make a big difference, but when we start playing around with length, for example, if you take something like this and something like that, the main issue comes in when you're sitting on your bike. Let me see if I can get the whole thing in. So when you're sitting on your bike, this is your saddle and these are your hands. So this doesn't usually happen. What happens is, because you've got your correct saddle height, a stretch downwards happen, and that usually puts a lot of pressure on your back, lower back, or on your upper back, or either on your wrists. That's why we say, for a very comfortable ride, when you've got the correct saddle height and you've done a professional setup, you should have very close to a 90 degree. Now, where's 90 degrees? Let's get it real quick. You should have very close to a 90 degree bend from your hip, where your pelvis turns, to the shoulder right here at the top, where your arm turns, and then into your wrist right here. You should have about a 90-degree bend. And then what makes this a bit more technical, if you get there, then you start playing around with your brakes to make sure your hand is straight when you open it, etc., etc. But for today, just talking about our bar stems. So what the problem is, I've got at this point, so my satellite is correct, but I'm sitting more on my bum, and my bar stem is lifted. So what is happening to me, I'm getting a lot of pressure on my bum, so you can already think it's not comfortable. But then I've also got a bit of a reach forward, so that's on my shoulders, because now I'm sitting upright. I've got a bit of a stretch on my shoulders, and that's also very uncomfortable. So what I'm thinking is, just to give this bar stem for now, just maybe turn it around. So what this will do is, on my setup, like I said, you need to do a professional setup, but on my setup, what this will do is, if we move, and this is where we want to be. Currently, I've got a pressure point on my back, and I'm a bit up. So what this will do is, it will bring me down a little bit, because I'm not fit yet, and I don't have all the flexibility I had back when I was pro. So this will bring me down a little bit, get me back into a riding comfortable position, and taking some pressure off my hand side. And obviously a few other parts that I don't want to mention online. So it will definitely take some pressure off that. So I'm going to turn it around real quick. Let's put it on, and we'll see if it makes a difference on the drop of the bike. Just pull this closer a bit. My little guinea pig, yeah. Let's put that on. And already it looks, I enjoy the look of the bike. But remember now, guys, I've said this and I've said it many, many times. I know about athletes that are very strong riders, very flexible, and that would make me feel ashamed of myself when I'm in top form. So what I want to say is, very strong athletes that ride their bar stems on a plus angle. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all about how comfortable you feel on your bike. So just remember that. It's never a one size fits all for everyone. So let's put this on real quick. Like that there. Turn this in. The bottom ones. There we go. I've actually got those long Park Tool T Allen keys, which is very nice to work with, especially for something like this. Then you can just put it in from a distance. You don't have to put your hands through everything. And then especially when you've got a little bike computer mount or something on your bike already, you don't have to worry about this thing turning and not having space for it to turn. So let's turn this in real quick. Tighten that, make sure that's in. Alright guys, remember when tightening these things, 2 to 3 Newton meters, don't have to go more than that. It doesn't matter if you're going to torque this 6 bar or 10 bars, you will strip the bolts. It doesn't make a difference on how your bar sits here. Well, the only thing this little screws do is keep your handlebar from turning. Let's go there real quick. Oh, we've got some comments. Let's see what the comments say. There we go. There we go. I see we've got a bit of a poem going there. And there we go. Slash, just subscribed. Great stuff. Fernandez, how are you guys? Morning. There we go. We've got a lot of people on here. Slash, I see you are number 1 crown today. Well done. There we go. Yeah, we've got a... Let's read that. The universe is a waste of space, but the stars appeared before me when I received your embrace. I was something truly magical. I entered your black hole just to return and see your smile. Great stuff, guys. Actually very nice. Maybe give that a like. I don't speak Portuguese, unfortunately, but ChatGPT is wonderful. And if there's anything you want to ask, maybe on the chat afterwards, pop it in there and I can Google Translate or ChatGPT Translate, and then we can have a conversation. But yeah, guys, the shed is coming along. I've actually started taking out a few things. If you watched the previous live stream, we spoke about it. I showed you guys how it looks. And I thought we're going to build that, so it's definitely on the way. And then the other thing is I've already got a few requests on videos, a lot of comments. And then what I decided to do, I've got about 250 videos, long videos, where I explain a lot of things. But obviously it's a bit of vlogging and there's a lot of other things in between. Yes, definitely, Fernandez, I'm working on getting other bicycles as well. So what I usually did is I get bicycles to service, I got S-Works, I've got Pinarellos, I've got all those things. If you look at some of my older videos, you'll see that's definitely the bikes that I work on. I'm using this one as my guinea pig. On my previous video, I said I got this one from a friend. So there's a few things we're going to have to do to change this, but definitely there's a few road bikes coming. There is definitely a lot of things. So yeah, Fernandez, thanks for that comment. I'll definitely be working on a few high-end bikes again. So yeah, so I've changed the bar stem now. You guys can see it drops down quite a lot. I don't think it will fix my problem because I have to go a bit shorter. My torso is a bit shorter than my legs, so I'm one of those funny built people. So I'll have to go a bit shorter and then just change that. Remember your 3 newtons, not more than that when tightening any of your bolts. When you have a carbon bar stem, put on some carbon paste and so on. And so yeah, so what I've done now, I've taken my weights off my bum. I've pulled it down a little bit. So I hope for a fact that this will work. So what I'll have to do is I'm maybe just going to drop my saddle's nose a little bit just to give some pressure release. And hopefully that makes a difference as well. It's not the best of seats. I've got a nice S-Works power saddle that I'll put on at one point. And we'll see if that makes the difference. So guys, this was just a quick live stream again. Keep an eye on the channel. A lot of bikes, a lot of nice things coming. Especially now with training for this half Ironman. I'm still looking for either ambassadorship or sponsor or anything to see if I can get into someone maybe giving me a chance to be the ambassador. So I'm reaching out to a few brands already. I've gotten some good positive response. So let's see which one jumps up first. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. This was just a quick one. Keep an eye on the channel and I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers, Fernandez. Cheers, everyone. Have a good one.